Welcome to Science 1 Quarter 2 Module 7. Write your name before we begin. So Module 7 is about changes in plants as they grow. So this is now growth of plants. But previously we had our topic about growth of animals, changes in growth of animals. So this time we have now plants. Okay, let's begin. So, supplementary learning module for grade 1 SSCS learners. The lesson, without S, changes in plants as they grow. So, have you seen a seed planted and has grown into a plant? Have you seen how it became bigger and taller? Do plants look similar or different when they grow? Come and let's have fun in reading and studying our module to learn more of the changes in plants as they grow. So our objective with the help of teacher Leslie. So hi, my name is teacher Leslie. Please help me learn our lesson for today using your R module. In the end of the lesson, we need to learn the first, compare changes in plants as they grow. B, interpret observations of changes in plants as they grow. Okay, let's begin with pretest directions. Write check if the statement is correct and X if not. Number 1, some plants grow from seed. Some plants grow from seed. Number 2, a young plant can bear fruit. A young plant can bear fruit. Number 3, growth of a tree begins from being tall and big. Growth of a tree begins from being tall and big. Number 4, a mature plant has more leaves than a young plant. A mature plant has more leaves than a young plant. Number 5, a young plant has fewer roots than a mature plant. A young plant has fewer roots than a mature plant. If you have your answers from number 1 until number 5, so yes, good job kids. I'm so happy that you're able to answer the questions. So I'll just check your answers. So it's okay if you're not able to get all the correct answers. There's a lot of things to discover and learn. Let's have fun and learn more. Let's try this. Fill in the blanks. So we have 3 words here: plants, seeds, fruit. So seeds grow into blank. So choose your answer from these 3 words. Next, some plants make blank. Some plants make blank. And then the fruit has more blank inside. The fruit has more blank inside. And next one, if you're done, color and find and color the seeds. So we have here 3 different fruits. So you have to uh, look for the seeds and then color them. Okay, let's proceed to page 5, starting with explore activity number 1. Interpret observations of changes in plants as they grow. So the problem that we have to answer is, what are the changes in plants as they grow? What you need is a picture of the tomato plant. So picture is already provided here. And what to do, examine each picture. So look carefully or how the changes happen in the pictures shown to you. So what have you found out? What have you noticed the color of the tomato fruit? So what happened to the color? So starting from left to right. And then which color show a fully ripe tomato? Ano daw ang color ng hinog ng kamatis? And then next question, how about the unripe one? What is the color of the unripe one? Yung hilaw. Okay, next, observe and interpret the picture below. This is a tomato plant. What changes have you observed to the tomato plant? Mention one. So what happened? What changes do you see? So you just use short answers. Choose only one based on your observation from this diagram. And then conclusion, put a check on the correct statement. So we have here two sets of sentences. One will state the conclusion for explore. So plants change as they grow, or plants do not change as they grow. Next one, explain. A young plant is blank in size and blank in height. On the other hand, a matured plant is blank in size and blank in height. So all you have to do is mention two words that would describe a young plant and another two words for a mature plant. What can you say about the size and the height? I will discuss to you growth of plants. So beginning with this one, I have here three pictures that shows growth of plants, but we are going to identify which is the proper order. So which is the beginning, the next, and the last. It's like arranging events. So last thing to happen. Okay, so we have here among these three, which do you think is the first stage that will show growth of plants? So ito, at the middle or on your rightmost. The correct answer, the first one is this. Okay, this is a seed. And then the next one, as it grows, the next picture will be yan, yung nasa left side. And then the last one is on your right. So this is the correct order that will show the growth of plants. Okay, let's have another set of pictures. So this is another plant. We have here now 4 pictures. Let's sequence. Let's put them in order. So which do you think is the first stage that will show growth of plants? Is it the first, the second, third, or the fourth picture? If your guess is the second picture, then you are correct. What would be the next? The next one will be this. So, ano siya, slowly it becomes taller, and then the next one, yan, para straight na siya. And then the last picture, yung may leaves. So if your answer is in this sequence, then you are correct. Okay, so based on this diagram, if you look at the stages, so it starts from a seed, then may lumalabas ng konti. When the seed is planted, syempre, dapat the soil should be moist, tapos may nutrients so that it will grow. So later, from a seed, may lalabas na dyan. So, parang kumbaga, may baby na starting to grow. And then, if you take a look, yung seed coat, unti-unti na siyang, kumbaga, nagka-crack or natatanggal na kasi may lalabas na siya. And then, look at the roots. This is underground. Tapos, soon, yan, until na mawawala na yung balat ng seed. Tapos yan ang cotyledon. And look at how it pushes upward para makita na. So, parang ano siya, tinutulak ng roots pababa. Yung roots naman, it pushes downwards. Tapos it becomes longer. And then yung plant naman, yung stem, it pushes upward. Hanggang sa, yan, meron ng first 2 leaves. Yan ang tawag. Tapos, until hindi na mahalata yung seed kung saan galing. And then the roots become longer. stems become taller, and then more leaves will show. So this is how, or I'll show you parang time-lapse. Pag sinabing time-lapse, picture siya na sunod-sunod na pag-take, and then they are put together. Kaya magmukhang para siyang, it will show motion, pero uh, it consists of longer time. So parang nag-shot sa day 1, nag-shot sa day 2, hanggang sa when compiled, yun na, it will tell you, it will show you how, what happens during the growth of a plant. So for this diagram, for this video, by the way, this is the growth of bean. So ang para makita kung paano siya tumubo, this was placed, or it was planted in a glass. Tapos kita yung level ng soil. Tapos the bean is placed, yung seed, is placed na malapit doon sa may glass. Kaya when they took the picture, time-lapse of it, kitang-kita kung saan papunta yung roots. So observe what happens. Tapos para makita rin kung paano tumubo yung from a young plant into a mature plant. So this is day 2. So day 3. So hindi siya worm, yan ang roots. Okay, on day 4, so yun, dumadami na. The roots start to spread out, and then it tries to push upward. Day 7, tingnan nyo yung seed coat. And then, andyan na yung dalawang parang primary leaves. This is day 10. Day 12. Hanggang sa lumaki yung dalawang primary leaves. And then, more leaves. And look at the stem now. It's stronger kasi it can hold more leaves. Hindi na siya natutumba. And it becomes taller. At the same time, the roots, yung ano na din, mas spread out. This is day 19. Yan. Parang sumasayaw with the music. This is day 21. And so, lampas na sa camera ang height niya. This is day 24, 23. And then, the roots are also shown to you from day 8. Yan, they start to spread out. So, hindi lang pababa. This one, the brown one, ito na yung seed coat, nalagas na siya. Yan o. It's taller, more leaves, bigger leaves. Yan. Okay, that's it. That is how parang ano siya, big fast forward so that we can see how it grows. Okay, so let's now move on to these statements. So we're going to find out based on what we have observed. So we're going to put a check if the statement is correct and X if not. So this is based on what you have observed about the growth of plants. Okay, so let's begin. Most plants start from seed. You think so? Galing ba karamihan sa seed? Is it check or X? The answer is check. I hope you also have the same answer. Number 2, a new plant is taller than a full-grown plant. When we say new plant, ito yung baby plant. Full-grown, ito na yung madami ng dahon. So I repeat, a new plant is taller than a full-grown plant. What do you think is the answer? Ano kaya? Taller ba ang baby plant? Do you agree with this statement? So if your answer is X, then you are correct. Okay, number 3, there are more leaves as the plant grows. Mas madaming leaves kapag tumutubo pa. As it grows, mas dumadami ang leaves. That's what it means. Do you agree? If your answer is check, then you are correct. Number 4, a new plant has fruit. When we say new plant, the baby one. So a new plant has fruit. Do you think so? May fruit ba agad kapag new plant? Based on the video, have you seen a fruit when it was newly planted? May fruit ba agad? Wala. So if your answer is X, then you are correct. And the last statement, short roots start to grow from the seed. Short roots start to grow from the seed. So do you notice some roots when it was planted, yung maliit pa lang? Did you see roots starting to grow? If your answer is yes, then it's a check. So that is how we interpret or we state our observations based on how we see the growth of plants. Okay, let's now go back to our module. Have elaborate input, but this is shown to you as text. Discussed to you through text, and some pictures are also used. Okay, compare changes in plants as they grow. Human beings and animals undergo changes when they grow, and so are the plants. So look at the diagram here. So the growth of plants from seed into a matured or mature plant. So it starts from seed, tapos germination. Ito yung process from seed becoming a young plant, and then it becomes a seedling, and then a mature plant. And then when a mature plant has fruit, then the fruit has seeds, then it can now be planted again and becomes new seedling, and then later on a mature plant. So most of the plants, flowering and fruit-bearing plants, undergo same process of development or growth change. Every stage contributes a lot of factors to help them to be more productive in bearing fruits for us to eat. Let's compare the changes in plant development as they grow. Listed below are the different stages in plant growth. So what are the growth stages? So first, seed. It is the condition or stage of bearing seed. It is now ready to grow into a new plant. So these are tomato seeds. So yan, when kinuka lang yung seeds, tapos eto dried na siya. And then so seeds becoming new plants when they are planted. So look how what happens to tomato seeds. Ito yung yung moist. Tapos when they are left siguro still on a moist surface. Usually pag pinapatubo yan, iniipit mo na o nilalagay mo na sa basang cloth or tissue, and then later on ayan na, may mga na siya, roots. So next, seedling. It is a young plant grown from seed. Once germination occurs, the new plant will gradually begin to appear. The root, which anchors the plant to the soil, so ito yung humahawak para hindi matumba, para hindi matanggal, malipad, grows downward. The sprout will eventually take on a green color. So yung chlorophyll upon developing its first leaves, at which time the plant becomes a seedling. So yung dalawa, those two primary seeds are very important para makagawa na ng food for the plant so that it will continue to grow. So this is a tomato seedling. Ayan. So, teacher, kahit ang liit ng leaves, can it make food for the plant? Yes. Okay, next, after seedling, it now becomes a mature plant, a plant having completed natural growth and development. Some plants have flowers. When they mature, the flowers bloom. Some plants are now ready to bear fruits, so they even have fruits. Just like the tomato, so yung flowers will soon become or will bear fruits. So have you noticed the changes happen to plants as it develops as a grown plant? It starts from a seed, which becomes a seedling and later becomes a mature plant. Most of the plants, like the tomato, undergo these changes. You can compare all the changes that a plant go through. It also gives you a guide to tell whether plants are growing healthy or not. Okay, so compare changes. So these are the things to remember. So in summary of the things that we have seen and then that we have learned under elaborate. So plants undergo changes when they grow. From a seed, it becomes a seedling or young plant. Later on, it becomes a mature plant. It is at this stage where flowers bloom and become fruits. From a young plant to mature plant, there are changes happen. A mature plant is bigger in size and taller in height. It has more leaves and more roots grow downward, which makes it stronger. Apply your learning. So we're done with the elaborate. Let's now proceed with some activities, directions. The following pictures and statement describe the changes of plants as they grow. Write yes if the statement is correct and no if not. Okay, so I have to also look at the picture and then there's a statement on the other side. Okay, this one, the fruit is already ripe and ready to eat. Is it yes or no? I repeat, the fruit is already ripe and ready to eat. Number 2, a young plant grown from seed. This is a young plant grown from seed. Yes or no? And then this one, this will become a tree after 3 days. This will become a tree after 3 days. And then number 4, based on this picture, the plant is now ready to bear fruit after several days. The plant is now ready to bear fruit after several days. Then number 5, based on this picture, this is a mature plant. This is a mature plant. If you have answers from numbers 1 to 5, let's now proceed with page 11. Okay, for page 11, I changed the page. This is supposed to be found on the last page kasi tatanggalin na lang yan. Kaya may instruction dito, detach this page and cut out the text boxes and pictures for page 12 activity. So this will be used for page 12 activity. So what you have to do is cut this out, itong 4 statements, and then the pictures, which should be cut separately, and then this will be used on this activity. So test yourself. So we have here a diagram. You have to complete it, and there are numbers 1, 2, 3, 4. And what is it about? So balikan ko sa taas. This is the directions for test yourself. Cut the pictures below and paste them in proper order on page 12. Choose the correct interpretation and paste it on the proper box. So these 4 statements should go with these 4 pictures so that the diagram will be complete. So beginning with stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, and stage 4 to describe the growth of plants. So pause, or if you'd like, you just finish this video and then you just go back to this page and then reflect. Wow! Congratulations for finishing this module. Draw and color on the board the plant you like to plant in your garden. Ano kung gusto mong ipatubo? Yung may flowers ba o yung may fruits? Is it parang bush, yung mababa lang na plant, or is it a tree? So, anything that you'd like to plant in your garden. Halimbawa, may garden ka. So, example lang to. And then, what plant would you like to have in your garden? So, pause, or you just go back to this page. So, the following terms used in this module are defined as follows. The first word is interpret. It means to explain, to understand. Bear, to have or produce. Appear, it means show or come out. And then post-test, we are on the last part. Directions on column A show pictures of the growth of plants. On column B are what it tells about the changes. Match them by writing the correct letter on each blank. So we have here 5 different pictures that will show the growth of a tomato plant, and then you have to match with the correct statement. We have A, B, C, D, E. Okay, I'll read each choice, and then you just decide where to put it. Okay, for A, the plant has flowers blooming. The plant has flowers blooming. That is A. And then letter B, after a seed is planted, a new plant gradually appears. After a seed is planted, a new plant gradually appears. Which do you think is B from this set of pictures? And then letter C, a young plant has few leaves and short roots. A young plant has few leaves and short roots. Now, next, letter D. The fruits are ripe and ready to eat. The fruits are ripe and ready to eat. And then letter E, a seed planted in soil and watered regularly. A seed planted in soil and watered regularly. So if you have filled out all the blanks for post-test, so hi, I am back to congratulate you again. If you still have some errors, you may read the module again or set a conference with your teacher until you learn. So that's it. You're done with Science Module 7. Congratulations.